Alex Payne with Kids Wrestling with Jesse Murray, who returns to action this Friday at LFA 145. Jesse, how are you?
Doing good today, man. Ready to get after it in a few days here. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm very happy to be talking to you. I'm very thankful that you're doing this during fight week, man. You're 4 days out. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Body's feeling good. Weight's good. Still able to eat, so that's always great. And all the business parts are taken care of. So all that's left to do is put on a show.
Awesome. Yeah, that's kind of always kind of curious how the weight cut is going.
Yeah. This one better than the last couple, actually, as far as how my body's actually handling it. So pretty well. I usually don't cut too much weight, but still a little bit to come off the top.
Gotcha, gotcha. Before we talk about your fight this Friday, I wanted to go back to your win in June. It was a big one.
Mhm.
How did you feel about that performance?
I felt great. I actually went in there with a different game plan than I had to use during the fight. I didn't think that Alton would want to lean exactly into my skill set, but he did. So um, it worked out great for me. Honestly, I don't really know how to make a split decision, um, but whatever. A lot of it's cage time, so I get the judge's call is difficult at that point. But yeah, it was a great feeling. Get the monkey off the back, as some people would say.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I was leaning going next. Is how did it feel to be back in the win column?
Yeah, great, necessary.
Awesome.
Obviously for the sport, but huge for your mental.
Good. Good. I did want to touch on that fight on against Kyle Burrell. What'd you learn about that fight?
Um, that sometimes the way that I'm training currently and the people that I'm with don't fight like how everybody fights. And in that fight in particular, I was kind of thrown off my game just because it's been so long since I've gone against somebody that doesn't just have a in your face style. So literally at the beginning of the fight, when I felt like I couldn't just make contact, even I was like, I'm so not used to somebody just being okay with sitting back and doing what I like to do. And then yeah, obviously didn't go so great after that point.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Thanks for sharing that, man. Awesome. All right. Well, let's talk about it. LFA 145. Firstly, were you surprised that this wasn't for the lightweight or light heavyweight title?
Um, maybe a little, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure he's coming off a loss, so I don't know if they wanted to build that up after they had a loss at his last show. That kind of comes off um, as an aggressive point to other people in the league when they don't have a shot at the title, but the guy that just lost is. Um, and it doesn't really offend me. I mean, titles for lower level shows that aren't the big three. Um, they're nice, but that's all they really are, is something to hang in your room, right? They don't pay any more money. You don't get more televised stuff because of it. It's more or less just me saying, "Hey, I won this." So,
Gotcha. Gotcha. What do you think of Bruno as as an opponent?
um, I think he's got an interesting skill set. I think he's a very accomplished grappler. Um, I think there's some holes that I hope to exploit. Uh, but otherwise, I think it's a great matchup, actually. When I first took the fight, one of the things I had said is I hadn't had uh, a true jujitsu style fighter, like a real hard grappling style fighter, um, since Jason Butcher, which was a loss back in the cage. And after that fight, I had a couple matchups that backed out that were straight grappling guys that kind of confused me at the time. But I was like, apparently they just don't want that kind of fight. And then after he took this, I was like, yes, finally some. I guess I'd say some kind of like payback in my brain to make sure that we can hang with that type of person.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, this is a fun fight on paper. Do you expect it to be a grappling fight? Like, can we expect you to go down and grapple with them, or is it going to be a mixed martial arts fight?
It's going to be a mixed martial arts fight. If it comes to grappling, I'm not afraid to be down there whatsoever. But I'd prefer not to lean into where his main game is if I don't have to.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, at the end of the day, this Friday, October 21st,
You
how do you get your hand raised?
I'm thinking I'm getting my hand raised by TKO.
Mm,
I don't think he's leaving himself open big enough for the one like step in giant shot. If it happens, it happens. But I think I can whittle enough to put the damage in and get a stoppage.
Awesome, awesome. And finally, man, what do you know, not looking past Bruno at all, but what do you want your 2023 to look like? Actually, are you trying to squeeze one more fight in this year, or are you kind of, just taking it day by day?
Uh, we'll see what happens. I've got a lot of stuff lined up in December. One of my main training partners is fighting for a big title over in London, and I'm going with him for that beginning December. So we're getting things moved around here, but I would like to get some 3 fights in 2023 for sure. Um, who that's for, we'll find out. But yeah, I'm looking to have a big year in 2023.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, Jesse, for your time, man, and thank you for doing this during fight week. If you want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you have, and if you want to thank anybody, the floor is yours.
Well, you can find me on Facebook, both my fighter page and just my normal page out. Instagram at, I believe it is, I want to say it is Team Murray, but you can find anything you want. Look at the hashtag Strong Style Army, and you'll find any of us you want. Twitter at team_Murray_. Haven't been on Twitter in 2 years, so I promise you it's gonna be boring, but it's there. Thanks for honestly the management. Radium has been great during this camp, so shout out you guys for helping me out, and thanks for having me on, Alex.
Of course.